Hi everyone, and welcome to the first showcase of the Ultimate Blueprint generator after receiving like a couple of requests for me to show some live tests and talk about the plugin's current capabilities. I decided to make this video showcasing some features and some good practices when using the plugin. Today I'll walk you through how this tool can completely change the way you approach blueprints, like from the absolute basics to some of the more advanced features. Plenty of exciting new features are also planned on the roadmap, and I'll definitely get into that as well. So let's dive into the basics. The basics in Unreal Engine consist of creating variables, and that's what we are about to do now. We give a high level prompt to the plugin. On begin play, create two floats, max HP and current HP, and set them both to 100. Generate the blueprint, and as you can see in bottom left, the variables have been created, and on begin play they have been set to 100 as we asked the plugin to do. Next, let's say that we want to actually make some logic with these variables. I'll fast forward, create a custom event that checks if current HP is less than 0. If it is true, print a string, print dead. Basically what this does, it creates the custom event, checks if the current HP is less than 0, and prints the string. You might have some more logic for when the player is dead. Next, let's run a simple loop on that takes an actor array, runs the loop, and gets the name of all the actors and prints the name. Now let's try another loop. This time we'll destroy all the actors when the loop runs, and as you can see, it created the custom event, runs the loop, and destroys the actors. Next, let's say we have some other blueprints like a character. We have some functions inside of it. Our plugin is capable of calling events and functions from other blueprints. Make sure to select the blueprint in which you want to generate code. On begin play, we'll do some logic. On begin play, get a player character and cast it to BP character. If the cast succeeds, call its take damage function. And as you can see, it created the nodes. It also created some comments. You can delete those. We can also call pretty much any function and any custom event. Let's try it now with the get hit location instead of the take damage function. And you'll see that it correctly calls the function that has the parameters as well. And as you can see, the function being called get hit location, it has the test struct input, as you can see here, and the location output. And that's how you can make logic work with other blueprints. Next, let's create a timeline. I've added support for timelines in the first update, which was recently. it correctly creates the timeline, it creates the float track with the length of 2 seconds. You can do some custom logic like making an elevator, setting the light based on the timeline for a lamp, for example, or stuff like that. Next, I've added support for overlap events. Let's add a trigger volume, which basically is just a box collision. And we'll do a prompt. When the trigger volume is overlapped, check if the other actor is a BP character. If it is, call a function on it named take damage. If it's not, just print not the player. And as you can see, it created the begin overlap. It correctly casted to a BP character, and because the cast was a success, I mean when the cast is a success, it calls the function take damage, and if the cast fails, it prints the string. This is some logic you might have in your projects as well. A new addition to the first update, which I'll show you in a second, was adding the optional plugin, the prompt builder. I've added it to the main plugin after some feedback I received from people, and it's for the better because it's best to have all the stuff in one place. What this prompt builder does, it takes a basic prompt like make a hunger system or make a mana system, and it gives conceptual steps and some prompts which you can use in case you don't know what to ask the blueprint generator. So this is a great tool. As you can see, it generated the conceptual steps. It outlines the steps which you can take to make the system. And here you have the sample prompts which you can just select and go back inside the blueprint generator and just add the C++ because this is a C++ prompt. The generator is smart enough to work with both high-level prompts and C++. Next, let's take this other prompt which will create a function. You can see in on the left there's no function. We generate blueprint and the spend mana function has been created. It takes a mana cost input, it does some math calculations, says the current mana. Of course, if you know C++, you can as well just see how some of the code is working, and you can just type in your C++ code and get blueprints. This is for the more advanced developers which know C++ and maybe want to experiment with it. Next, let's just take the next prompt which will create another function. Created the regenerate mana function, and this is how you can build your systems for now, because I'll be working on making this even more complex. It will be able to create these systems just from a single prompt. It will be able to create all these functions and plug them in, but for now this is how it's supposed to work. In the future updates, of course, this will get smarter and smarter. Let's now just get the tick event, go back in the event graph and paste in our tick logic. And this is supposed to call the regenerate mana, which is supposed to basically regenerate the mana on tick. Basically each second the mana will be regenerated. And this is how you can basically build systems with my plugin. You can make a HP system, hunger system. You can do some custom logic for the character, get its location, change its location based on the timeline. There are plenty of functions and custom events you can create with the plugin in its current state. Now what you've seen today is just the beginning, because the Ultimate Blueprint Generator is a living project and we have a massive roadmap planned based on community feedback. I have this roadmap on Trello. You can see the planned features for the near updates. You can tap on each card and you can see basically what I'm planning to do. There are some nice features planned, like animation, blueprint support, material support, as well as generating multiplayer code. This will be a giant leap in the complexity of the plugin, but it's coming for sure in the near updates. I'm also planning support for engine versions older than 5.5, if that's what people need. Right now it supports just 5.5 and 5.6. One feature that's not on the roadmap yet is the voice to blueprints. I'll have logic added to the plugin, which will take basically prompts you give it through voice, and it will create blueprints, so you don't even have to type anymore. Here you can see the added features which have been added in the first update. I need to update the changelog here, but I've added, like I've said, the prompt builder. I've added timeline support and support for on begin and on overlap, and also added support for casting, which seems that I forgot to add here. Support for blueprint communication will be added. The plugin will be able to read existing code and make changes to it, and even optimize the code if that's the case. So to answer everyone's questions, who is this plugin for? It's for the beginner who wants an interactive way to learn best practices without getting lost in tutorials, because I wish I had a plugin like this back in 2020 when I started learning blueprints. Now it's easier than ever to learn Unreal Engine, learn blueprints. This plugin has been built with beginners in mind. As you saw, I've also added a prompt builder. You don't even need to know what you have to ask for. You can ask the prompt builder and it will give some prompts you can use. And for those of you which might have some experience, at least like 1 year, this will be even much easier to use for you, because you know the basics of the engine and you know what to ask for. And overall, with the new updates and support, the continuous support, where I'll be able to add support, like I've said, for multiplayer, for context aware blueprints. This will be much more useful for intermediate to advanced users and developers. And of course, I'm also planning on using this plugin on my own projects. And my high level plan is so that in the upcoming months I will be able to generate entire systems just from a single prompt. Think of it like asking for a stat system with like HP, mana, and stamina and hunger, for example. And it should be able to create the system, adding stats to the system and so on, as well as for an inventory system. My goal is to be able to ask it to create, for example, a simple inventory system with drag and drop functionality, stacking functionality, and so on. So that's the high level goal. We'll get there in the future updates. It's possible, it's doable. I know what Unreal is capable of. My experience as well as a developer, I'm working with Unreal, like I've said, for 5 years now. I've done a lot of freelance work before working on this plugin. I'm an admin in the Flexible Combat System Discord server for like 4 years now. That server has over 4,000 people. I'm a trusted developer. I'm not just a guy that came up from nowhere and it's coming at you with some ChatGPT wrapper or something like that. Because the way this plugin works, the AI is doing like 10% of the work, and the other 90% of the work is done with my almost 4,000 lines of C++ code. My compiler is working on compiling the C++ code that's been given from the AI providers, and it's compiling the code into Blueprint, and that's what I've been working for hundreds of hours in the past months. And I'm excited to work on this and make this the standalone and the first option for Unreal Engine when creating blueprints from prompts. I want this plugin to get adopted by Epic Games. In conclusion, you can find the plugin on the Fab marketplace. It's called the Ultimate Blueprint Generator. You can find links in the description, links to the Discord as well in the description. You can hop in the server, leave me a direct message or a message in the server if you have questions. I'm open to feedback. I already took feedback from people, bug reports, and I'm building this plugin for the community basically. And my end goal is to make is to make game dev in Unreal Engine accessible to more and more people. Like I've said, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to hop in the Discord server, and I'm more than excited to answer any question you might have.